April. I have been asked a few times how I put together cookie bouquets. So I thought I would take an opportunity, since I have one to do, to show you what I do. So cookies, an odd number of cookies works better than an even, but we're gonna work with an even number today. Typically, I will start by laying out my cookies on my cookie sheet that are already decorated and dry and sealed, and figure out how I want them displayed in the container. So I've already done that, so I know exactly how I want them to go. I try to do it kind of in a dice pattern or a pyramid, just something to give it some equal distances between cookies so it just displays nicely in the container instead of them all being the same height, the same rows. You'll see once I load the cookies what I mean. So what I did here was I grabbed 3 cookies. It's hard to see because I can't flip it, but the 3 tallest cookies are going to go in the back. Then I've got 2 shorter cookies, and then a third cookie is going to kind of go in the middle here. So I seal my cookies. They're heat sealed, leaving the excess, because I don't like to cook with the sticks on. It's just a kind of a pain to me. And also I don't like to eat off of a stick. So this is a heat sealed cookie. I'll go ahead and flip it over and attach the stick. I use packing tape. I lay my cookie down flat on its face, and so use something like a towel, or I've got just a folded up paper towel so you don't crush any parts of your cookie. I tape my stick, so you can kind of see that there. And then I grab a ribbon and I tie around the stick and around the plastic. And so that helps make it kind of stable and then also kind of pretty. So here's what it's going to look like, and then I'll just use my curling ribbon to make it, or my scissors to make the curling ribbon curl. So this is kind of what our cookies will look like. The back or the top row of cookies have longer sticks, and you'll see why in just a second. And then the second and third row, you don't necessarily need those longer sticks, but it's just going to depend on what your container looks like and how you want your cookies to appear visually. So this is floral foam, and I just kind of folded one piece of tissue paper, just kind of random, and then I try to surround my floral foam, not the top area, but surround the actual foam so it kind of sandwiches it in there. And then I'll put that in my container, and I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty snug, so I want to push it. And this is really important. So your base, you can use a cup or a plastic container. These are old vases that I got probably 10 years ago. Massive quantities for super cheap, so it just makes a nice visual, and they match everything. So I try to keep my packaging so it matches any occasion, and glass is simple. So from here, I'm going to determine my front. So I'm going to go with this point just because my tissue paper stands up most back here. And then I try to put I'm trying to think if I typically do the back first. So I will grab my back cookies. Is that what I usually do? Yeah, we'll do the back. So I'm going to tilt them just slightly back. If you feel like this cookie ends up a little too wobbly, you can always roll your stick once it's already been attached to the plastic with tape, but roll it, and then you can put another piece of tape, and it stabilizes it a little bit better. So when I'm doing this, I think sideways is probably a little better for you to see in a minute. So here is the first one. This little guy will go out to the side just a little bit. And this guy will go the opposite way. Just a tad bit out. And then our second row. So I keep these sticks as long as possible. You can always push down, but pulling back up once the hole has been made is really difficult. So keep these kind of long, even if you think they're gonna eventually go down. It'll help you in the end. This little guy. And this little guy. Okay, so you see what I've got here, and then I do want to tuck them just a little bit further down. So I'll get that middle one up a little bit. And they kind of, if you need to stabilize, you can kind of mess with them and see what's going to work the best. It's not always a perfect art, but it does work pretty good. And then if you feel like they're crazy, you can put some tissue paper inside. But this, that's what I end up having. I think that looks pretty good. So that's my cookie bouquet.